Welcome to 2026. As always, I'm your host, Josh, and tonight's guest is my buddy. I met him, I'd say, mid-season last year. My buddy from all the way out in Rochester area. So I'll let him fully introduce himself, where he's actually from in Rochester, and how he even got into disc golf.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew. I live in Rochester, New York, and Greece, New York to be precise. I grew up a skateboarder, and there was, I should say, a local park at Basil M. Morella, or Basil A. Morella, I believe is what the name of the actual park is in Greece. It's off of Fetzner Road, and so yeah, I was skateboarding one day, and a few of my friends were like, "Hey, you want to go play disc golf?" I was like, "What is that?" They're like, "Well, you could play with some frisbees, and there's a park right here in the course, in the park, and it was a 27 hole. It used to have a front nine, and then the back nine shared together with another nine. So, but they ended up taking out the front nine and moving it over to Sawyer Park. But yeah, Greece, New York, and Basel is where I first learned to play some frisbees. And I remember the first week of me playing, those dudes were like so mad. They're like, "How are you already as good as us? And we've been playing for like 2 years, and you've been playing for what, 3 days now?" And I'm like, this is, I'm sorry and thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I always say like first rounds are what gets you hooked, because it's like you either suck at it or you see someone throw a really good shot and you're like, wow, that's amazing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't even quite remember my first round be precise. I know that, like, since Basel is a wooded course, you're hitting a lot of trees immediately. So it's a lot of, "Oh no, are you serious?" Like, but you keep going, and yeah, I mean, that's where I learned how to shape lines, and to, like, I guess what the real problem is the first time I left to playing from the wooded course and then going into my first open field course. And that was at Allison Park here in Rochester. And that one has like the big hill you got to throw up, and big hills you got to throw down. And yeah, so I was like, oh, I thought I was kind of decent. And now that I'm in this big open, you got to learn how to throw for that now. So it was a fun to, like, realize that there's more to it than just, throwing through some woods. And now you got this big open places, and seeing all these pros now, like, just smashing courses out. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is your favorite course out in Rochester area?
I mean, I would have to say Basel, just because that's where I learned, and it's my home course, for sure. And if a lot of pros, or our local pros, or certain other, like, MA1 players and stuff, won't want to play Basel for a sanctioned round because they're so worried about their ratings. Because Basel can be, it's every hole is almost a par three except for two. So
Mhm.
if you're off in the scrambling, you're scrambling, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, I've shot in like a -11 there, and I've also shot a +11 there, because that's what the woods can do to you.
Yeah.
But for lately, I'd have to say though, Parma, because we've had the AFDO 50 here for the GPT Silver event like a couple years ago, and Shadow Pines has been breaking numbers for UDisc in New York this year. So,
Oh wow.
I mean, Rochester has, like, obviously we have the birthplace here with Jim Palmieri helping with the whole PDGA and having the longest running disc golf tournament in the world for, I think this year it'll be 53. So, but yeah, like our whole area, the Western New York, with Buffalo, and then I would say, since I'm in the middle of Syracuse too, like, we are truly, like, blessed in this area to have, like, I think from my house alone, there's like 63 plus courses within 2-hour drives that would, any given day, I'd be like, yo, let's go. If I'm not working,
Yeah.
let's head out to a new course.
Yeah. So let's hear about like what you would say your top 5 courses are in like the Buffalo and the Rochester area.
All right, so for Buffalo and Rochester, okay, I'll do 2 Buffalo right now. I would say Emory
Mm-hmm.
and obviously Bond.
Yep.
I would say Chestnut Ridge would be like my other one that just doesn't get a lot of love. I know people don't like the tee pads there, but man, some of the holes there are like absolutely beautiful. Hole 15 might be one of my favorite looking holes in New York, honestly, from Chestnut. But so those 3 for Buffalo, and then Rochester, I would probably say again Basil, just because of the technicality of the woodedness, and then Parma for sure. If I did another one to be a 3 for 3, Shadow Pines, just because it has the 3 layouts. It's got some really pretty views, and it's just a well maintained course as well.
Yeah, for those who don't know what Shadow Pines is, do you want to explain to them like what actual Shadow Pines is and
Yeah,
why
Shadow
it's so
Pines used
popular?
to. Yeah, Shadow Pines used to be an actual golf course here in Rochester, and we converted it to disc golf. It drains super well. It's pretty much dry all season long, obviously without the snow. Um, but yeah, we got 3 layouts. We got a blue, a red, and a white, and then multiple layouts because you can choose whatever we want. I think there's like a cloudy chance with the sky of blues where you do a couple of blues and whites with the red here and there, and blah blah blah. But it's just a very very well course. So I think this year we had 15,000 in like logged in UDisc
Wow.
places, and like I don't even like use UDisc that much. So like if I were to actually log in and did every single time I went and played Shadow Pines, my lord, I'm sure it would have added another good 150 rounds
Yeah.
there, because like you know what I mean. Like when I get out to play, I get out to play, and I'll play that. I'll play each layout in one day just for you know
Yeah.
just to get it in and then go to a different course. But yeah, Shadow Pines is definitely won some things this year for best New York course.
Yeah. So, what do you think about Chili? Because I like making the trip out to Chili every year. That one's a fun
So
course.
okay, Chile is awesome, but it is hard to score on if you are not precise with your distance. Um,
Yes.
the par threes are it's almost an all par 3 course except for a couple holes, and like it's just really hard to if you do get your birdies in the front 9. Soon as the back 9 comes with 11, that whole 11 being that 911 feet with the out of bounds on the left and right, it is seriously, it is a number killer for sure. Don't get me wrong, Chile is awesome, but I do not prefer to do sanctioned tournaments there. I will admit that for sure.
Yeah, it's a challenging course. Like I did the T-Rex Flex. I think that's what it was called at the end of the year.
Yeah, I
And
was there as well.
yeah, it some holes went pretty good, and other holes really kicked my butt. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is horrible."
You know what's funny is like I actually tied for first in that one with my good buddy Jeremy for the MA 40, and like I had said, I did a couple of like events in our maybe even knew that I skipped all the sanctioned singles events at Chile just because kept telling her I'm like I'm not going to do any more sanctioned events at Chile. I just every time I do, I end up crapping the bag, and then the last time they convinced me to do it, and I had a crappily tied first win. It wasn't. I think we both shot like a +9, and that was like us tying for first together. So
That's pretty.
definitely, definitely not my favorite course.
Yeah. So last season, like, what was your favorite tournament that you did?
Probably Dude, the one that you asked me to go to randomly, that sun-kissed one,
Dude,
that
I
I
was
ended
just
up,
about to ask you about that. Yeah.
the one that I actually won against the three or whoever else was in it with us. Like those two players that were on our card were like 920 rated plus players, and like they were good. Like I
They
was
could bomb. Like, oh
like
my
as soon as I
gosh.
saw them play, I was like, "There's no way!" I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, I'm smoked today. And
Yeah.
and then when I found out that at the end of the round that I had beat them, I was like, "There's no way!" Like
Yeah.
it was wild. And for not coming into that course blind and to take it home a victory on that was really special. I mean, I guess that was my first like solo win too. So of course that's going to be my favorite tournament that I played of the year. But the course
Would
was
you?
awesome too. It was a really good layout. The guy who ran it was really cool that he put that layout and made it himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah, so I
can't
was
wait for.
super thankful that we played that one together. Not only did I get to play with you, but I also got to like play a new course and then to actually take home a victory. So it was a great time.
Yeah, I can't wait for like the back. Was it the back 9 holes? I can't wait for those to be fully like done with tee pads and everything. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely want to go back to that course and play a tournament there for sure. I really enjoyed that place.
Yeah, that tournament's already listed up on Disc for next year.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to follow that. Get it ready for when it's time.
yeah, we'll definitely have to sign up again and do it again. That was a blast.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but those two guys like they were bombing so far, and I just looked at him like, dude, there's no way I could throw
Well,
that
that
far.
one I couldn't. That one hole was 475 feet almost, and it was uphill. And the dude hit the out of bounds like stick to like come back in, or maybe he was out of bounds. I think it was. He still birdied it from out of bounds. Like I just couldn't believe that he crushed a shot that far. I was like, dude, I can't even throw 400 feet. So like,
Yeah, he went way past the basket, went OB, and then he had to like literally, and then he drained like a 40-foot putt from
yeah,
like where he had to take the inbound, the comeback and bounce, and I
it
was
was
like,
wild. I
oh
couldn't
my
believe it.
gosh, that was nuts. Uh, what was your least favorite tournament from last season?
Mm, hmm Um. Hold on. It just slipped my mind, but now it's coming back. I can't remember exactly what course it was, but me and my two buddies went out to play a brand new course that we'd never played before, and then it was raining and miserable, and all three of us shot like absolute garbage. I mean, it might have been okay. Matt Miller threw it. Bath, New York, Return of Hickory Hill. That's what it was. Thank you, Brain, for working with me on that. I fought it. I fought very hard to get that out of there. Dude, the weather was obviously not choice, but like, so the elevation with the hills and like walking up and down, like it was a pretty tough course. And it was once a course that had closed down. It's like a campground, and you could tell that a lot of the holes still weren't like well maintained. So like walking through some of the things and having some of the shots, it was wild, dude.
Yeah,
And our scores all reflected it. I know each one of us were absolutely miserable, regardless of us having waterproof shoes. It was a very, very wet and awful day.
yeah. What did you think of the flex tournaments that Mike did up at Big Guys? I thought it was really cool being able to get out there, get your sanctioned round in, and then head home.
Yes, I do appreciate that. Big Guys is not one of my favorite local courses in Rochester. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong, and I'm super thankful for all that they've done for our Rochester and having multiple leagues for everyone. But the layout can be kind of easy. Like I can play that hole 18 in like 45 minutes.
Yep.
Like it's a very fast course, and there's only a couple shots that are truly like kind of challenging, but the rest is all pretty easy. Like the wood section is very, each hole is
Yeah.
like 160 feet, if that. Um, so I mean, layout wise, there are some pretty holes though. Like the ones over the water are really really pretty. Uh, I think it might be like 11 down the hill. I forget the numbers, whatever it is, but yeah, I liked Mike's choice with using buttonwood like
Yes.
he did before. I like temporary courses. So like Webster face off for us in Rochester, we take Webster Park and we're allowed to have twice a year there, and to like have a temporary course there, that and the Buttonwood are like my two favorite like non-permanent courses that do tournaments, because both layouts are absolutely stunning. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's very very pretty, and I get why Webster Park is not a permanent thing, because it's a very high traffic foot area for pedestrians. But man, it's a beautiful course. And the Buttonwood golf course, short par threes for regular ball golf, but man, for disc golf, it's a stellar looking place to play some frisbee on too.
Yeah, and I like on how like Mike like goes out there and does the layouts really nice. He brought in T pads, that was really cool. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I love how he does the OB. He not only flags it, but he also runs line so that there's no like, is it really in? Is it out? It's like
right.
it's clear as day. Oh no, that's definitely in or out.
So I will say though, Mike has also made harder courses already harder by bringing in the OBs on some of them, and that which I don't appreciate. You're already playing a hard course. Why make it harder for everyone? Uh, but you know, I do appreciate everything Mike does for our scene and throwing tournaments for us. It seems like I played more tournaments out in Buffalo and Syracuse this year than I might have in Rochester, which is kind of shocking to think about.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so like speaking of Buffalo, Am Worlds is going to be here next year. Like, what do you think about like Am Worlds like coming to Buffalo?
Couldn't be more thrilled for our scene. Western New York, Rochester, Syracuse, the three of us seriously have absolutely stunning courses. And we're super lucky. And I really I can't wait for people around the world to come and check out what we have to offer.
Yeah,
And just not even also just our disc golf courses, but like what we have to offer for each of our towns as well. I mean, we have some really great things to do, great food. Um, it's definitely a tourist place for us to be able to like have to offer for people. So to be able to bring all these people from around the world to come play some disc golf in Buffalo, I mean, it's super exciting. Emory is seriously probably one of the most beautiful courses in New York, and super super challenging too. So
very challenging.
I mean, hole one is seriously absolutely epic. We played. I think I did one sanctioned tournament there. I'm not sure, but I know we did a doubles tournament. Me and my buddy Pat, and I mean, I birdied hole one just by myself. It was, and that was like a tremendous feeling. You're throwing like it's 1,100 feet or something like that downhill,
Yeah,
and it's absolutely gorgeous though. I mean, you really, that's another thing too. Like that's what I love about woods is like shaping them shots, man. Like
yeah,
to be able to throw a frisbee straight and to keep it landing straight, or like flexing to a point to keep it into the middle of the fairway. It's beautiful golf, man. It's challenging, and it's what I think makes playing frisbees in general fun.
yeah. Emory's one of those courses for me. Like, it kicks my butt every time. Like, it destroys me, like every single time. But I love going there because it's challenging.
Right. What are the other courses? Are they doing Como for?
Yeah, they're doing Como, Emory. Bond, and Royalton.
Okay, so Bond obviously is. I actually shoot pretty well there. Surprisingly for like such a big course. I remember the first time I ever played there. I didn't have like a real like something that I could compare the course to. And
Yeah,
I had asked some friends, but I didn't really ask them what they would say it was like. And man, it's huge. A lot of walking, and you know, very challenging too. But I've
yeah,
now that I've played so many tournaments there, I've learned the holes. I know they're changing some things up for this coming up year, so I'm excited to see the changes that they do. Royalton is great. I don't think that Royalton's longs are really anything special because for the most part, it seems like when you play the longs, you pretty much just want to throw to the shorts to get a better, you know what I mean? Like a
yeah.
better shot. And which isn't really a good layout in my opinion. But if you're playing the shorts at Royalton, which I normally do because I don't have the arm again and whatever, but it is it's a really fun layout. Hole 3 and 4, you're going down 3 and then you're going up
Up
4.
4. Yep.
Yeah, really pretty wood course too. Love that. Cuomo is good too. I enjoy that. It's a little bit of open and wooded, more open though.
More open,
Uh,
lots of water carries.
yeah. I've had fun at Como too. I feel like they didn't do as many tournaments uh, this year that they did from the
Yeah.
previous year.
Yeah, there wasn't that many at Como, and there wasn't that many at Bond. A lot of the tournaments this year were up at JD.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Jonathan Davis Park, and then
Yeah,
uh, ECP too,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
wild. That Elliott Creek is another beautiful course, but like it's another high traffic foot area for locals, right?
yeah,
And it's a short park course, which is fun to play though. I love park courses. That's what I like about Joseph State Davis too. And also that they also offer so many holes to play. I mean, you can't go wrong with a place that offers so many holes. You
yeah.
know what I mean? It's a bang for your buck if you're driving out there. And yeah, I
Yeah,
actually did
I was
pretty
out there
well
this.
there.
Yeah, I was out at JD this morning getting a practice round in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, what does your practice look like during the season, and what is your favorite part of your game that you like to practice?
Most of my practice is actually I do a lot of field work. I live right across the street where I can like legit walk and I can go try out all my discs. I feel like that's what you need to know. Whatever you're bagging, you need to know how far you can throw them and in every single wind. So like I'll throw from every direction, forehand, backhand for every disc in my bag to make sure I know what I'm capable of. Even though it's an open court, an open field that I'm throwing in, I can still be able to like tell what I can do if I'm in a wooded course with that disc or if I'm in an open field as well. Um, so I guess that's pretty much what I'm doing. I do love to like push my distance and see how far I can throw each disc. And
Yeah,
then practicing rollers because a good roller, man, it can get you out of some jams and make some shots that have low ceilings come into play. So, you know, it's fun to watch a frisbee flip over and then just roll on its side.
yeah. You pulled out, I think, one or two of those good rollers at Sunkiss Hill tournament, and I was like, "Holy mackerel, it's still going!"
Yeah, so like when I play Parma, hole 9 is like my favorite to throw a roller on. Low ceiling, but rollers are a risk though because if you don't throw it correctly, you know
Yeah,
it's obviously going to put you in a shorter position. But sometimes you can get it all the way down there, and it's the risk for the reward.
yeah. So, speaking of your bag, what are you actually throwing? Like, what discs are actually in your bag?
I'm mostly a discraft guy, but I do throw a couple Axiom, Berg X, and then Thought Space and some Gateway, and a little bit of Clash too. And I feel like Clash might be entering my bag a little bit more this next season, and I switched to my putters back to the Wizard. I've been trying to like figure out my putting, and I love the Kratos that I was putting with this last year, but there's just something about the Wizard, man. I mean, it's the disc that Gateway has kept Gateway open pretty much since the '90s, in my opinion, and it's one of the best putters out there. So I'm gonna try the Wizard for this season, see how that goes. But so I had taken a few discs out of my bag, like the soda from Clash, and I've been at the end of the season after like some of the tournaments, I started messing with it again. I was like, yo, why did I take this out? This needs to stay in my bag again. So like, there's a few discs that uh will be fighting for spots, but for the most part, my bag is always pretty set. The action tempo never pretty leaves the bag. I guess throwing putters is something that goes in and out. I'll switch between the Envy and Proxy with two different stabled Lunas. It seems what like has been my back and forth. I love the Luna because it's almost like a mid range for me where I can throw it almost 300 feet, but like when it keeps gliding when I don't want it to keep gliding is the problem sometimes. And I feel like action, like the Proxy and the Envy, sometimes are a little bit more controllable for that aspect. But yeah, Discraft has been my main thing for the last 2 years. The plastic that I love, like the Jawbreaker Z Flex. That's like some of my all time favorite. I know it's not the best to find, and but the Crystal Flex, anything with the FLX, even the ESP FLX for the wintertime is like my absolute favorite. It's kind of, I guess you would say, like a G Star for Innova players. And I don't really know too much other plastics to compare that to for other companies, but it's on the softer and flexible side. So when it's nice and cold, even though it's going to get stiffened up, it's still got some give to it, and you can able to give it a good grip.
Yeah, we gotta get some trilogy in your bag.
No, I did that's like West Side, right?
West Side, Latitude, and Dynamic Discs.
Yeah. So okay, my bestie Pat is a big West Side guy. I do like the Sword. There has
Yes.
been some discs that I've liked, and like I like watching him. Like I know his bag. Like the Anvil would be like my Zone OS. So like I do appreciate watching him throw the Anvil, and the Underworld and the Hatchet are two big ones in his bag. So like I know some of the discs. I appreciate them. The plastics aren't the worst. So like for me, I had like the Sorcerer and that 13 speed, and then
Yeah.
like the VIP type plastic, which would be probably like the champion for like Innova. And I just noticed that like I hit a couple of trees and it completely changed the flight of the disc. And I hadn't had a disc that like changed so drastically from getting hit. And I was like, I've had some of my frisbees since 2004, and like they still
Yeah.
fly the same. So, I mean, maybe they have changed some of their stuff and it has gotten better. I know
It's
they've
completely
tried.
changed.
I know they tried to do the undermold technology like Clash does, and Clash is like I really like that their tone technology. Like the Salt is their like I guess the destroyer for most companies, and that is like one of my favorite discs to throw. But I do appreciate I do now like the gyro and the tone. Do any of that actually really probably like do a significant. People out, they tell you they do, but like
Yeah.
if they did, they wouldn't it be illegal for anyone else who wasn't using it? You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
all frisbees all have like the weight distributed towards the outside. Uh, and I honestly, people will probably disagree with me or say it's a hot take, but like all my warped discs are from MVP and Axiom. They're most easily warped discs, and it's very frustrating. If your bag is too tight or whatever, I don't even know what the situation is, but like a lot of my uh, approach discs by Axiom have like, I have to like put it with the hot water or
Yeah.
leave it out to like get it back to its normal position. So yeah, that's my hot take that they're not as cracked up as everyone is. But
Yeah.
I will say that the tempo and the pyro are like no other disc out there right now. So there is that. But I mean, to each their own. Long as people are throwing frisbees, whatever company it is. I mean, obviously, there's some that I truly don't enjoy, but
Yeah.
hey, whatever. It's okay. I want everyone to throw. I want everyone to have fun, and
Yeah.
then people can talk crap to each other about whose discs are better. You know what I mean? I guess
Yeah.
that's like the little. But you can learn stuff too. That's why we have friends and why we go out and play and talk to people while we're playing and see what they're throwing for shots and like figure out the different plastics that we may have not tried out or heard before, and then you get to touch them instead of for like. That's the thing. Like we only have so many places that sell frisbees, and they only sell certain companies sometimes. And Rochester only has Millennium right now, and I guess Play It Again Sports, and there's a little mom and pop shop that only carries a few Innova discs. But I would have to drive all the way out to you to go see the Spartan people and
Yeah.
you know check out their huge selection and be able to like feel the different plastics. I order a lot of stuff, so that's why I have all these extras or a garage full of frisbees I need to get rid of because I just kept buying stuff to like try things out and see if they worked, see if I liked them. As someone who loves Discraft and most of my discs are from Discraft, I can say that I don't like their big Z plastic, and I'm not a big fan of their regular ESP plastic either. I both find them to be very slippery. Maybe it's my skin. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, there has been one or so of each plastic that I have found out of box that I have enjoyed, but I feel like it's the most inconsistent with like the gloss or the way they finish on those exact types of plastics. But for me, they're very slippery. So that's why I like their Jawbreaker Z Flex. It has a good grip, or like their even their regular Z is fine. It has enough grip for me, but yeah, Clash has a
Yeah.
great grip. Gateway has some. I like their hemp. Their hemp discs have a really good plastic too.
Yeah, next time that we do a round together, I'll have to have you throw the tournament ring maiden. That'll be like I think that'd be a good
Okay, yeah,
throwing
the
putter for
Maiden's
you.
like the 3-speed, right? It's the putter.
Yeah, 3-speed. It's 3401.
Yeah. My buddy Pat, my good buddy Pat, just aced with that at our local, semi-local course, Frommer's Woods. Shout out to Frommer Woods. If you've never been out to there, Josh, you gotta come take a trip out there. This dude Brad has his own property, and it's 27 holes in the woods, and then he also has a 9-hole pitch and putt course, and then in front of his property he has a driving range too, with a couple of baskets for putting practice. He's got one of the target ones that are thinner, and then he has a
Yeah.
regular Mach 3 type basket or whatever. And if he is open too, he has his own little shop. He sells some used discs and some of his Frommer stuff, some honey and cool things in there. But Brad is shout out to Brad Frommer for helping us out. He's in Williamson, New York. It's about 40 minutes from Rochester, so it is kind of a hike from Buffalo, but
Yeah.
it is probably one of my favorite courses in the area, though, too.
Yeah, one of these days we'll have to meet up and go check that out.
Yeah, dude.
Definitely. So, what are your goals for next season?
Goals for next season: always playing more courses, doing tournaments at new courses. I want my first ace in a tournament. I want to win some more tournaments. So that's some more goals. And improve my game. Keep having fun, trying to be the best version of myself. Spreading positivity while I'm playing, and hoping that people enjoy themselves when they play with me. I try to have as much fun as I can, and without being overbearingly annoying or uh, I mean, it's kind of hard for me not to be loud. If
Yeah.
anyone's seen me in a tournament or played with me, not only am I loud looking with my giant ears and tattoos all over my head, but my voice is very loud as well from singing in heavy metal bands my whole entire life. So, I'm out there doing voices and singing and just being a goofball. So, don't feel afraid to say hello to me if anyone's out there and they see me out playing. I know I may look scary, but I am a super nice guy and I'm here to have some fun. So make sure you say hello for sure.
And if anybody sees me and Andrew on a cart, you'll hear us laughing the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. Two awkward, goofy guys on a card together is always the best. I relish in the awkward moments, and yeah, dude. I mean, you and I are very unique human beings, 100%, and that's what makes uh, life so much fun, right? You know what I mean? Like the personalities that we get to come about throughout this experience that we get on this earth. It is a pleasure to be able to meet awesome people. So I'm super thankful for us crossing paths, my guy.
Yeah. I mean, even just me, let alone throwing a disc, is the most unique thing you'll ever see in your life. It's hilarious.
Josh, you're not lying, bud. And if anyone has not watched and has now, this is their first time watching because of me being on here and whatever, Josh has like it makes me happy. You remind me of almost like a 1950s baseball pitcher. Like, yeah, see, so here we go. But you rub the back of your head, like I think it's 3 times
Yep.
before you do your forehand, and it makes me so excited. And then for your backhand, you do this wild back jerk, and then you run up and do it. I love it. It's so unique, and that's what I love about disc golf too. Is no one. I mean, obviously there's people out there trying to emulate the stars, but there's a bunch of people who are just out there playing and doing their stuff and doing it their way, and it's working for them, regardless of however they're doing it. You could tell them all the stuff that they're doing wrong, but sometimes people, the way they're doing it is not wrong because they're still throwing 400 feet or doing whatever, and is doing what they are trying to do to get to that basket. So, yeah, sometimes if you have an opinion on your form to give to someone, maybe keep it to yourself or ask if they'd like to hear about it, because if it's already working for them, bro,
Yeah, don't mess them up. Yeah.
let them be. When I get it though, I am thankful that someone did say something to me one time. He's like, "Hey man, can I film you?" And that was his nice way of saying, "Bro, you need to work on your form here." And as soon as I watched it, I was like, "I hate that guy." He's but I don't, because I don't hate anyone. But I was very upset, but I'm also thankful that he that was his nice way of saying, "Hey, dude, take a look at your form. Then, you realize that maybe it does not look like you think it looks like." Or
Yeah.
I don't know what I thought, but yeah, I was at so I guess a league that is close for Rochester and Buffalo people is the Lakeside League on the Lake.
Mhm.
So that was like my first league that I did 2 or 3 years ago, for Wednesday night doubles. League on the Lake. Shout out to League on the Lake. Brett is the man. All the people out there that go into that are like the nicest human beings. I'm super thankful for them to like got me back into the love of competing with people that I've never met before, because that was like, for me, I started playing in disc golf in like 2004 or 2005. And yeah, I knew that there was like the PDGA and stuff, but I didn't know that there was a Greater Rochester Disc Golf Club. I didn't know that they did tournaments here. You know what I mean? Like I was the time where MySpace was still around. So like, Facebook was, not there for you to like have a group to all get together and sign up to like meet together. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a nice introduction to me, and yeah, League on the Lake's got the Beast and Windrush Alley.
Yep.
And I remember the first time me playing there, I thought I was a decent player, and I got humbled real quick with the wind out there. So if anyone has ever not played to those courses and you need to know what you're made of in the wind, my Lord, those are the course to play. I mean, you're right next to Lake Ontario. It's absolutely gorgeous.
The wind even gives like felons and generals a hard time, and that's my go-to disc the forehand, and the wind even gives those a hard time.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I don't even know even though I know I have enough overstable disc, it seems like it's still never enough. You know what I mean? But when that place isn't windy, man, you can really bomb, and yeah, great times, man. We are super blessed to have so many great courses in between us.
Yeah, definitely. So as we're wrapping this up, you got any questions for me?
Yeah, bud. You gonna get out here and do some more Rochester tournaments or what?
Yeah, definitely. You just gotta tell me when they are, and I'll show up.
Yeah. Okay. So, how many podcasts do you plan on having throughout this next season?
I'm already filled up all the way through the whole 2026 year on Saturdays. Now I'm going back through and starting to book people on Wednesdays. So we're getting filled up pretty good.
Oh, look at you, brother. Frick yeah, that is awesome. Good for you, bud.
Yeah.
Now, what made you get into podcasting?
Just like I told Terry Miller when he was on, I just seen that that not everybody gets a chance to share their story and disc golf. The only people that you really ever hear about are people are just racking up wins on the pro tour or racking up a lot of wins everywhere. So I was like, you know what? I'll start a podcast where I get to bring anybody who just does disc golf. You don't have to win, don't have to be good at it. Just have a passion and then share your story.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. Do you have any plans on trying any new courses this season? I know you're a father and stuff, so your time can be limited with things. But so for me, I got to go out to a place in New York called Harris Hillside, and it was recommended from a guy who owns a course called Teddy Bear Pines. And dude, it was probably the best course in New York that I've ever played. It was $10 to play, but it was well worth it. And I played in the wintertime when there was actually it was like the first snowfall, and I can't even imagine what that place looks like in its peak of full summertime. So I didn't know if you have any plans on trying, if there's any courses that you have on your wish list that you would like to try to make sure that you definitely hit this season.
Nothing on the wish list, but I'm always open to just going out to a course like Chris Higgins. Sometimes he'll text me like, hey, let's go try out this new course. We'll hop in our cars. We'll just go.
That's awesome. Yeah. You really don't have I now you make me feel like I might be crazy. I mean, I have a list of lists of places I need to play or try out.
I really haven't ever really sat down and thought about it. It'd be cool to get out to Maple Hill. That would be a cool place to check out.
So that's the only thing I think I really like about UDisc is that typing in the area code or towns and then showing up everywhere that comes up. So I play in a band, I sing for a band called God's Love, and anytime that we play out of town, that's the first thing I do is I pull up UDisc and I see what's going to be closest to the venue so that I can get around it before my shows.
Yeah. Like I know I'll be checking out a couple courses out in Maryland this year because I'll be going visiting some family there for some weekends here and there.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh,
so
cool.
I'm definitely going to be popping in UDisc around there and seeing what's that scene like and checking those courses out.
Sweet. Cool. Well, I'll definitely have you in my mind. And when I try out and maybe go to some new places, maybe we can link up and schedule
Yeah.
a day together. So thank you so much for having me on today. If anyone wants to find me on the Instagrammy, I am disc golf B4 the Last Supper, and the B4 is actually the letter B and then the number 4. That is my non-private page of my collections of skateboards, frisbees, and tattoos, all the random stuff. So that's where you can find me. And yeah, I appreciate you, Josh. Thank you so much for having me on tonight, bud.
Yep. Thank you for coming on, and I'll see you later. Have a good night.
You too, bud. See ya.